Oh no.
It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast. And it's a very festive episode it will be. And joining me tonight is Cuz,
Hello from the North Pole.
Corinne, and
Hi.
and Mike.
Hello.
And we're talking about a movie that is near and dear to my heart, and sounds like near and dear to a couple other people's hearts as well. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Spoiler alert, Jesus.
Came out in 1964, I think.
I think that's what it said in the IMDb.
Made probably popular by Mystery Science Theater 3000 when they featured an episode. I think it's one of their more popular episodes. I could be wrong, but anecdotally, what I've seen online, that one tends to be more popular.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's even on one of their like best of collection DVDs, like their essential collections. It has that and Manos.
And the movie, I believe that because the movie must have been so popular for them that the two subsequent spin-off sequels of Mystery Science Theater, Riff Tracks and Cinematic Titanic, did their own riff version of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. So there's at least 3 versions of this movie that have been riffed by the same group of people.
Now it's about to be 4.
So yeah, tell me, how did you guys come across this movie for the first time? Mike, Corinne, I'm going to go with you first because I think you just watched it for the first time, right?
The first time rewatching, I think I may have seen it in high school. I think. Like, I feel like as I was watching the movie, I was getting some vague, like, Vietnam-style flashbacks. Like, I think I've seen this. And I think I can remember I was in, I think I was hanging out at one friend's house. I think we just popped on. I think it was on Netflix at the time. But I'm pretty sure. Because I think Droppo kind of, again.
Droppo.
But this is my first time kind of like rewatching with a more adult mind. So
Mike, Corinne, how did you guys stumble across this?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. About 15 years ago, I went on a binge of watching a bunch of MST3Ks because they're all on like YouTube at the time, and this is one of them. And I was just kind of like, this movie is absolutely amazing. I must find it, burn a copy of it, and keep it for my collection.
Yeah, we watch it at least once a year. Like, we always watch it around Christmas time.
Oh yes. We have a slew of movies we go through for Christmas, and that is one of them.
So, what were your opinions? Because I gotta ask you, did you watch a Mystery Science Theater version of it, or did you watch the pure version?
I watched the pure version. I did not.
The Pure Flix version?
Ooh.
No, I went straight to the source. I stared into the abyss, and it stared back into me, and I blinked. No, like I said, it's surprisingly popular because I think a couple of different streaming apps had it, which is good for me, or good for good, that way.
It's good for society as a whole.
Good for society.
For anybody who wants to enjoy the Citizen Kane of Christmas movies. Let's be honest.
I will say this, we're just going for opinions right now, like first impressions, right?
Yeah.
I'll say, it was charming. I genuinely liked it. Like it wasn't like I've seen a lot of bad movies, and don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that wasn't put together well. But you know what? I feel like somebody had a vision. Someone genuinely cared.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clever idea. I mean, it's
The idea is solid.
Yeah.
The execution, on the other hand, is miserable.
the budget.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh, come on. You can't see the zipper that much on the bear or
The
whatever.
bear, you see the flap, the head flap, like so clearly. It's like, oh, come on.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. That was the greatest bear attack scene since the Revenant.
Since Grizzly Man.
Too soon.
I thought that was a real bear.
well, let's for the one person listening to this podcast who probably hasn't seen this movie, but let's
Shame on you. That's all I'm gonna say. Shame on you.
Let's do it.
Decency, sir.
Now go to your room and think about what you did.
I want to do a quick recap of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Basically, Mars sucks. The children are like saying like this place sucks, and so the king, Kimar, Ki Martian, King Martian,
Ooh, synergy.
Momar, Mom Martian,
Momar.
I did not pick up on that.
they were clever with their
She's just a
names.
Mom. She's fine too.
Fine as in like, damn girl, you're
Good looking
fine.
guy.
Or
She's
like,
a good looking woman. Momar is quite attractive.
She's got that Madonna in the '80s thing going on. It's like
Yeah,
like,
she's pointy. Very yeah.
very pointy.
the Martians. No, I mean I'm not joking. I think that's where they came up with those names, like the two kid Martians, Gurmar and Bomar, boy Martian, girl Martian.
Wow. They leaned in on that one.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
It's like it all comes together now. I don't know where they got Drapo from.
Or what's the bad guy's name? The one with the stash.
Goldar.
Bill. I guess.
He doesn't work. That's just an evil name. Ha 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 ha. But so Mars sucks, and the king is like, all right, we need to bring happiness. So how do we do this? So they go
Because their
see
kids are very depressed.
yes. And so they go see like Chochum, the ancient one, and Chochum is like, you have to go bring Christmas here. That's the one true answer. So the king's like,
Oh my God, Nick, you actually did the voiceover for the movie, didn't you?
That was uncanny.
I'll explain my relationship with this movie shortly, but so one Martian who's on like the leadership council, maybe, we don't know. He has some element of power. It's unclear. It's like he's against this plan. He's like, this is stupid. We don't want our kids to be soft like Earth kids. So they go to They go to Earth because they decide the best way to do it is to kidnap Santa Claus. And so they come down to Earth, and they can't tell any of the Santa Clauses apart. The ones on the doorstep, on the sidewalks and all that. They're like, I see Santa Claus everywhere, which is odd. They can't tell them all apart because they themselves all wear the same thing. You think they'd be better to pick up on this stuff?
Like face,
What's that?
face blindness. Like you just.
Yeah.
There's some people.
So they find two kids, and the kids are like, "Oh yeah, Santa lives in the North Pole," and they're like, "Okay, well, we're kidnapping you to Billy and Betty."
Yep.
And again, they did not put much effort into these names at all in this movie. So they go kidnap Santa, and they bring him back to Mars, and all of Earth knows about this, but we never follow up on that. And then he starts making toys for the Mars children, and everyone's happy. And but except for Voldar, who tries to kidnap Santa Claus, but accidentally kidnaps the doofus sidekick Drapo, who loves Christmas
Lovable
too.
Drapo.
He's the Jar Jar Binks of this universe,
Uh-huh.
and they try to go back and get the real Santa, but then it becomes batshit crazy when all the toys they make. Santa Claus has the kids attack him with all the toys, and that stops Voldar, and then Santa's like, "You don't need me anymore. You just have Droppo be your Santa Claus," and they're like, "Okay, you're free to go back to Earth, Santa Claus," and that's the movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
he takes
apparently
it to.
Santa Claus, any dumbass can be Santa Claus. I feel like that's the takeaway of it. I'm like, why would this guy be a Santa Claus? Just because he's young at heart? He seems to be like an all-around fuck-up. But sure, perfect Santa Claus.
Hey, it's Mars's problem now, not ours.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's their personnel issue.
Well, what's his other option? Be a Rob Schneider lookalike? That's his only other option.
I figure him and the rest of the cast are going to join a Three Stooges knockoff. There's a lot of that going on.
Very slapsticky with Voldar's two assistants, whose names currently escape me.
And there's also a toy fight that seems never ending. It's just, it repeats over and over again.
Oh god, that fight at the end with all the bubbles
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, Santa's high on Quaaludes, laughing.
Yeah, for somebody who's been kidnapped by Martians, he's actually rather jolly about it. He's never upset or afraid for his life. He's just
surprisingly
he's just
so.
laughing his ass off. He's probably just stoned.
Honestly, I think he was just happy to get away from his wife. Wife was nagging like, "Gotta get ready for
Oh
Christmas."
my god, how dumb was that? It's, I'm on TV. Ooh, ooh. I'm like, nailed it. Take that, woman. Stupid woman.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many women writers were on
Yeah,
this
they
project.
wrote women very interestingly in this movie. I was like, these women suck. Like, all these women characters are garbage. They're all either moms or harpy wives. I'm like, ugh. That's all we are. Real exciting. Or the sisters who are just like, what are you doing? What are you doing, brother? Tell me what to do. I'm like, ugh. These characters are garbage.
Hang on, Betty.
Yeah.
And Billy starts tinkering with the spaceship. Oh, we forgot to mention the best part of the movie, Torg.
Yeah. He's like their killer. He's like a robot.
Yeah. He's a robot. He's like the stereotypical 1960s robot.
Yes, this movie has a gigantic robot because why not?
That was standard issue for all movies back then.
You could not call yourself a sci-fi movie if you did not have a giant robot in it somewhere.
This is factual.
But
The little Martian girl the Martian kids in general do not act. They read lines with a straight face for the whole thing. But the girl is Pia Zadora, which I have to ask. I know Pia Zadora she's one of the hippie, what do you call them? Not a hippie, a beatnik from Hairspray. Remember the original John Waters Hairspray movie in the 80s? She's one of those beatnik girls. You know, they get the drums and everything.
So did her
That
acting?
is the one thing I've ever seen her in, and she was supposed to be like a kitsch entry into that at the time. I don't know why she's famous. Why is she famous?
I don't know. I'm on her Wikipedia page right now. She doesn't look like she's done a whole lot. She was a Golden Globe winner for a movie called Butterfly, 1982. But was that the movie or Introducing? I don't know, but she also won a Raspberry Award for a movie the following year. I don't know.
she's famous.
Yeah, how did she become this cult favorite flash in the pan or whatever she is?
It looks like she had a fairly decent singing career in the 1980s. Looks like she had an album that came out almost every year or every other year. So, I mean, you don't crank out albums if people aren't buying them, theoretically.
Is she one of the singers of the song in the movie, by chance?
They could.
Unlikely. It was probably sung by the costume director. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. I guess yeah, she had fairly success as a singer, so maybe that's where her fame is. I don't know. I don't even consider her popular because you ask the average person on the street today, Pia Zadora, and unless they're like our parents' age, you'd probably be like,
I was gonna
who?
say they'd have to be at least like 50. I'm pretty sure to have any idea who she is. And the only things I know about her were like kitschy bringbacks from whenever she was originally famous. But I have no idea what she was originally famous for. Like, I don't know where that started.
I'll be honest, I have no idea who the hell you people are talking about. This whole conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just here for the.
She played Gurmar.
Yeah, little Martian girl, that should do it.
Okay, the little Martian girl. Okay.
I know, I'm going to Wikipedia her because I feel like there has to be something we're missing, like a sex tape or something.
It looks like she also had some theater work that was fairly popular. I don't know. Who knows?
If there
she
is
might
a
have
second,
said that one big role that's like her claim to fame, and she's just been riding on that for like the rest of her career.
hey, that's all. You just need to have one success in Hollywood, and then they're stuck with you forever. Looking at you, Robert Kirkman. No, who's the guy? Who's the guy who ruined? Who's the guy who's in charge of Star Trek now?
Charge of what?
Who's in charge of Star Trek now?
Alex Kurtzman.
Oh yeah, Alex Kurtzman. That's what I meant. I think Robert Kirkman. That's the guy who wrote Walking Dead. Ain't it?
Yeah, which you could you could make that claim for him as well.
Yeah. So.
So the thing about this movie that is very bizarre, amongst other things, is this is clearly designed for like little kids, which is fine, but like I think kids would be bored by this movie.
Probably.
I don't know, like there's nothing there. Like it's an intriguing premise, but like the title makes no sense. Why is Santa Claus conquering the Martians? He's not. The Martians conquer him.
Yeah.
Nick, Santa didn't conquer them with fists. He conquered them with love. That's the real message.
Well, I want Santa to go guns blazing on this place, like the beginning of Scrooged. But
you want Detective Crashmore.
Yes.
Crashmore.
Hey, and he gets paid no matter what. Even if he does a bad job, he still gets paid.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking bullshit. This is why nobody watches AOL Blast.
As our episode dovetails into a more discussion on, I think you should leave.
Oh, it's always going to be that from now on.
I think that everyone from now on is going to have. I think you should be peppered in there somewhere. It'll be the Where's Waldo of this show.
Yep.
Oh, this is interesting. This movie, here's some early trivia for you. This movie marks the first documented appearance of Mrs. Claus in a motion picture, coming 3 weeks before the television special Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So there you go. Whip that out at holiday parties with some trivia.
Or Mrs. Claus. That's her first film representation.
That's how she's portrayed.
Oh, she'll be okay. Oh, why didn't you just say so? Santa Claus is too chill about everything in this movie.
Well, that's because he had some edibles. Let's be honest. He seemed pretty stoned throughout the entire movie. And I'm talking about like not his character being stoned. I'm sure the actor was fucking stoned, because how could you not do that movie without being stoned?
They paid me in booze. I will say I genuinely thought the Santa they got was like it's a pretty good Santa portrayal. Like he's jolly,
Yeah.
And, he's got the right look, the right temperament.
John Call is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He's probably too good of a Santa for that movie.
He needs to be at like Woodfield Mall, like waiting for kids to come tell him what they want for Christmas.
Yeah, but you have
And
a point. Like, I feel like he could have been in any other Christmas movie and it would have been fine. Like that performance. It's just he was in this movie, in this batshit crazy movie.
I think everybody knew what kind of movie this was, and they brought just the right amount. They're like, look, I'm just here so I don't get fired. I'm not going to ruin the movie, but I'm just going to do just enough.
I don't know how long it took him to make this film. Like filming took place. Oh my God, this explains a lot. This explains a lot. Because I was just thinking there's a scene where Kimar like talks over one of the kids' lines and he has to stop and start the line over again. I'm thinking, why would you use that take? Just redo it. But I'm seeing here filming took place over 2 weeks. So they filmed this in a 2-week time span.
2 weeks. Wow.
I mean, you might be like, that explains it. That totally explains it.
Okay, then they definitely all had to be on something to have that done in 2 weeks.
You thought that you thought they were using snow? Oh no. Pure nose candy.
They were using the snow, a different kind of snow.
So tell us the story about you presenting this with a school.
Okay, so yes, I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I don't remember what it was, but I have a history with this movie. So back in 2008, I was a high school English teacher in Central Illinois at a private Catholic school. And I was in charge of the theater department. And the year previously, I convinced my principal to let me write the show because to save on money, because we did not have any money in our theater department because it was a theater department in a private Catholic high school. All that money goes to the sports teams, which we didn't even have a football team, which made it more interesting. Anyway, that's besides the point. Basketball was the big school sport. Anyway, so that the first year I did it, it was fairly successful, and right around this time, right around that time, I did the fall play. That was my main thing. And right around the time I was finishing up that play in 2007, I stumbled across Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and I saw potential in it. I thought, with some tweaking, this could be a stage play. So I sat on it for a couple of months, and in that spring, I presented the idea to my principal, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, just you can do it." So I'm like I'm like 25, 26 at this point. So this is like an unacceptable amount of like authority and power I've been given over this little thing. I know, right? I look back, I'm like, man, while I don't regret my decision, I wonder if I would have I wonder if I came across more arrogant at that time than I should have. I don't know.
He had a turtleneck and like patches on his like
So I presented, and this is a DVD copy of it. I don't know if you can see it in the screen here. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Good artwork.
Oh wow.
And then you can see the little humorous image I put in the background of Santa Claus conquering the Martians with the actor who we had play Santa Claus there. For those of you looking at it, he's holding 2 ray guns like across his chest with an explosion in the background because cool guys don't look at explosions. But so like over the next like year, like this movie was my life, and when I wasn't working. I wrote a script where I adapted it to the play or to the stage, and I kept it fairly close. I toned down and toned up certain camp elements, so it's not like too cheesy, but more like intentionally funny. I switched some things around to give it more heart. Like I eliminated the character of uh, Betty because I had nothing for her to do in the movie, and I aged up Billy and Gurmar to like young adulthood, and I put a romance between the two of them.
Oh.
Bomar was still the young little boy who was like depressed, so we had that element. I didn't have the polar bear because we had no money to do a polar bear, so I'm like, I know my limits, but we did have a giant ass robot, and
That's where all the budget went, right?
yeah, all the cardboard I stole from the local grocery store to put that robot together. I should send you I have an image of it on my Facebook somewhere. I'll send you the image of the cast. But it was fun. For the stage, we had like a bunch of flats on wheels that on one side was the Martian lair, like Kimar's house, which also doubled as the toy shop, and then you flip it around and connect it, it was a spaceship.
Oh.
To give a little like save some money and just do a little flippity floppity roo. And then when we were at the North Pole, we constructed a mini house that was Santa Claus's house. And then when we flipped that around when we were on the spaceship, it was a prison cell. There was it was silly. I think the kids liked it. I had fun with it. We had Cho Chum, who was great. The person we cast as Cho Chum was upset that she was Cho Chum, but the other cast members were like, because she wanted like a bigger role, but the other cast members were like, but you're the one who sets off the whole plot. Without you, there's no story. I don't know if that satisfied her, but whatever.
Speech.
But I had one bit, which in hindsight was stupid, where I made it knowingly that it was a play, where like Spirit occasionally during the show, a stagehand would be caught on stage and would like hide behind certain things. I don't know. I just thought that would be funny. Like the lights would go up and they're like, ah! So like they like dive behind like a table or something. I don't know. It was just a non sequitur that I thought it was kind of funny. I later refined the script and tried to submit it for publication because the Santa Claus is in the public domain, so it means I could do whatever I want with it. It didn't get picked up and published, which I'd be surprised if it did, but I gave it the college try.
That is, I applaud that, because ultimately nobody was paying you for this, right? You were just working you were just doing your salary, weren't you?
Well, I mean, I got a little bit extra for taking on the role, but like it's not like I would have gotten paid extra to do like write it and all that other stuff. It was
right. Creating it was totally like pro bono, essentially.
Yeah.
Writing a script, I mean, that was a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm. Truly, it was a labor of love.
It was. So, and it was fun. I was happy with the cast that we put in there for the kids and everything. The guy who played, we made sure we got like a big mustache for Voldar. So the kid who played him.
Well, that's good because the mustache is pretty iconic, and that's kind of a character itself.
Yeah, I shared your cast picture in the chat.
Oh, you found it?
I think so. I can't imagine this is anything else, quite honestly.
Oh yeah, that has to be it. That's cool. It looks very accurate to the movie too.
The robot's well done.
Oh wow, yeah.
I like the sitting on the chairs. It's very cute.
Aw. Oh my God. Oh, that's awesome.
That was
really cool.
Yeah.
Can some of these roles be played by women?
Yeah, I was. So Chotram was a woman. That's the only role that was gender swapped, with the exception of, if you probably see where Voldar is in there. To his right was the other girl holding the zapper. That's supposed to be Shim, who was the one of Voldar's henchmen. I just gender swapped the character. You can probably tell she's wearing a skirt there. So I figured that character didn't need to be male or female. Oh yeah, that's something else I did. I deepened Voldar's character as well about why he's bad. He wants to make a play for the crown, and I made him the war minister, which explains his aggressive attitude. And with some backstory, Shim killed the previous war minister on Voldar's order to bring him up to the position. So he's doing some, it's layers. So
Nice.
we made sure he's a bad dude.
So who is this? I don't know if that's a wig or something on their head that's on the other side of Voldar.
That's supposed to be Chochum. She's not wearing makeup at the moment.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we had Chochum wear like a big red type of gown, which is we just ransacked whatever we could find. And we I don't know where we got that wig, but we're like, this is perfect. So once you put the green makeup on and she's like hobbling along.
I mean, the costumes and set and everything is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It
looks nice.
My buddy Glenn, who's also the school janitor, he like me, he's a big like comic book sci-fi nerd stuff. So when we were doing like this outer space thing, he was like rummaging through all the back stuff they had and just lying around in the old like tech office that was junk. So we found like old stuff that we'd like take out and like put on the thing to make it look more spacey. The window back there was directly inspired by the Star Wars window that you see in a couple of them. And so
you guys clearly put way more work and effort into this than the people did with the movie.
So which one is Drapo?
Drapo is to the left, next to Mrs. Claus, who's not wearing her wig at the moment. He's giving like the thumbs up.
Oh, I see him.
Oh.
And Gurmar is sitting at the flight desk. She was the ship's pilot, so I gave her like agency. She had a job.
Oh,
She just wasn't a girl. And the people sitting on the ground are our tech crew. This was the picture that we took that we sent to the newspaper to be like, look, the local school's doing a play.
So you did this in the spring?
Fall.
Oh, in the fall. Sorry.
Yeah. I pushed the fall play back as much as I could close to Christmas, but it was still like early November. But you did what
I'm impressed that a Catholic school didn't mind you like going in on the whole Santa angle and not and like basically taking Jesus out of this.
Yeah, I originally wrote a couple bits in there where it acknowledged what Christmas is truly about. But I'm like, this brings the whole thing down. I don't like it, and so I cut it. But I think they're more like, what's fun? They didn't care. So
that's good. Yeah.
Or if they did care, they didn't tell me. I don't know.
What was the kids' reaction to like finding out like, okay, the fall play is Santa Claus conquers the Martians?
I have no recollection of what it was, what their reaction would be.
Probably I wish I could have seen their face when they were all like, so I rented this. Let's watch it, guys, so we know what we're doing next fall. Like we would do when we were in high school and find out what the next musical was going to be or whatever. And we'd be like, let's all watch it. I just wish I could watch their faces and they're like, what?
I imagine it's like Stan's parents trying to watch Pokemon to understand it. Yeah, Pokemon.
I will say this. This was like my third year with the school and my third fall play, and I think by that point the students started to have some trust in me that I knew what I was doing. So
you were
drunk. I'm sure they enjoyed it, especially after the fact. I mean, nobody needs to go to college and regale people with their stories about doing Our Town or some boring shit like that. Like, this is much more interesting. This makes
it's a way better
pictures.
Story. Yeah.
The yearbook would look much cooler having this in it.
I'm sure there's probably most of the parents there are like, look how creative our theater director is. He came up with this whole concept all by himself.
You would be mistaken.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a small town, and the rich people go here. They probably were like resentful, like, why are they not doing something more classic? Although I will say, like the previous year, I did. When I first wrote my own show, it was a superhero goof thing called Earthman, and one of the mothers came up to me afterwards, like, "Oh, that was such a fun show. When I first heard, I thought it was going to be stupid, but it turned out to be pretty great." And in my mind, I'm thinking, "Thanks, bitch."
Yeah, you can keep that little nugget to yourself.
My goal when I did the plays was just make it fun for the kids. Like no one. Okay, this school was not a theater-directed school. Kids did the plays
Well,
because
no
they thought it
Catholic
was fun.
school is. Nobody sends their kids to Catholic school to be a professional actor. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
They're
I mean,
always
compared to
way underfunded. I feel like in all arts.
yeah, compared to like say like a public school, public suburban school where they have the theater kids, they're going to do some serious plays. This was like that was never going to happen. Maybe the musical might get more notice because it's a musical, and they did the musical in the spring. But when it comes to the fall play, no one cared. No one was going to. I wasn't going to do Shakespeare or anything like that. I was just going to want to make it fun for the kids, and maybe I could stroke my own ego at the same time. So there you go.
And stroke you did.
So
Well, I was gonna say if my memory serves right, I'm pretty sure I saw if we go into the Wayback Machine, I'm pretty sure I saw Earthman
you
live
did.
live in theater.
Yeah, you did. Your parents, your sister, and you all came down to see the previous year's show, Earthman. Which I was glad you guys came. I don't know why my parents made such a big deal out of it, because in hindsight, I'm like, oh, that was a long way to travel for you guys just to see something that was not worth the price of admission. But
I beg to disagree. I mean, I'd proudly display the DVD copy and the transcript. I think you gave me it for that in my library.
I think I did give you the script, didn't I?
Yeah.
I have another fun story about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, since this has clearly become more about my old stage play than the actual movie. But so that year, I'm still somewhat bitter about this. That year, I don't know if all of you are familiar, but the Illinois Theater Association has a annual theater fest, which is designed for high school students to come down. I went one time in high school, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So when I got my position teaching, I made sure to have a field trip to go down every year. Well, running up to doing Santa Claus, I thought, you know what, this is my last, because I knew this was going to be my last year teaching. I was going to go to grad school the following year. It's like, I'm going to swing for the fences. I'm going to submit our play for consideration to be performed down in the theater fest. And we made our sets. My friend Glenn and I, we made the sets with that potential in mind, so we could transport them. So I made sure I got everything in. Like the first day, you had to put all your registration paperwork in, all that set. Then you're supposed to get contacted back by the association saying, "Oh yeah, we'll have people review your play." Well, it was getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And I was talking to our neighboring schools, who I developed friendships with the other theater directors. And they said, yeah, we got our stuff back. Like the nearby schools also having their play reviewed. And which frustrated me, because I asked if any of them were doing that, because I didn't want to be in direct competition with our neighbors. And they all said, no, we weren't planning on doing that. But then suddenly they were, bastards. And so it's like the week of the show, I call them like, no, I haven't gotten any word about someone reviewing our show. Like, oh, I guess we didn't schedule that. I'm like, well, is someone going to be doing that? And like, well, we'll see what we can find. And then they came back like, okay, we found 2 members to come and review your show. And they listed the names, and they were the directors of the school next door who are also directing a show to be in competition. And I said that, I said, wait a second, that doesn't seem right. Like, I know
That's
they're
not
members.
impartial. Yeah.
I mean, that makes, like, they have a show as well. How does that? And they like turned around like, well, that's the only one we can get. So if you want your show review, it's gonna be them or nothing. I'm like, you guys made this mistake, not me. I had everything in on time, and like, well, this is the best we can do. And so they come and they review it, and ultimately we did not get selected, which I would have been surprised if we got selected. The other school did get selected, because here's the other thing. Like, if ours got selected, likelihood the other one wouldn't have, because they want plays selected from around the state. They don't want like too many places from the same area. The other people got selected, which I was happy for their kids. I'm not saying it had anything to do with our review, but I was just annoyed at the whole situation. But at the same time, I didn't have to deal with the stress of having to bring down a set. So there was that. But one little bit of silver lining happiness is I was talking with them afterwards. I guess their arrangements to get their set and everything down to the stage where they were supposed to go got all screwed up. Like, the doors were too small, they couldn't get everything in, so they had like all this hardship trying to get their stuff in and out. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. But
So is that it? I used to go to Theater Fest back in school. Was that, it used to be always what, in between either U of I and ISU? Would it be 1 year? I think it was.
at the time they would rotate between the two campuses. Yeah, I don't know if that's still the case.
I remember seeing horrendously bad shows there. So I'm very disappointed that your show did not make the cut, because I saw garbage there. Some of it was really good. You know, sometimes you get these like magnet school Chicago ones where it was like they had way too much money. And then others were, you know, podunk garbage crap things. And I was like, oh, come on. So I am so bummed, because that's really unique that they couldn't have made, you know, something different to throw in there, you know.
You know, I could speculate till I'm blue in the face about why we didn't get selected. It could be because maybe it was Christmas themed. They didn't want to do a Christmas show in January or whenever it was. It could be because they liked the other show better and that they thought they had brought more diversity. I don't even remember what the show they did, honestly, what they brought down. It could be a variety of things, but you know, it is what it is. I think had we done it, we would have gotten butts in the seat, because people would be like, what the hell is this? And the theater directors, most theater directors are nerds, especially the youngerish ones. When they hear Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, they're gonna be like, Mystery Science Theater, I am checking this thing out. But I'm not bitter that didn't get selected. It's a blessing in disguise, but I am annoyed at the process that we were given. That was some bull.
No, I agree. I think that's very unfair.
If we put their names in the chat and send our legions of loyal fans who constantly troll and harass these people until they rectify this wrong.
Sounds good to me.
Twitter harass.
Dozens of us.
Arrested Development.
Dozens of us.
So, anyway, that's my elaborate story of gone on for like 20 minutes. I think we talk more about that. Speaking about ego stroking, let's talk more about how great I was 15 years ago.
But it's really, it's cool. It's really fascinating.
It is a really interesting story, quite honestly. Like, you have such a connection with this movie.
Yeah.
I don't have anything like that with a movie.
No, we
I
don't
watch
either.
it once a year.
Yeah, we just like it because it's stupid and it's funny and.
I didn't adapt it for the stage, for God's sake.
What was it? I almost tried doing it again a few years ago. Like,
you should revisit it, edit it, perfect it.
I should. One thing was, like, a couple years ago, I did some community theater just to do something, and I did two shows. One where I acted as the ghost of Christmas Future in a Christmas Carol, and then another where I was the assistant director. Is that my role? I don't remember. On Cheaper by the Dozen, not the movie, but like the play that's based on the book that the movie is loosely based on. Doesn't matter. And it was fun doing the local theater stuff, and they were taking submissions for plays for the following year, and I knew that their Christmas show the previous year was a Christmas Carol, and the person who directed it wrote that version of it, and so I knew they're open to doing that. So I said like, they didn't want to do Christmas Carol again, like they did every year for a while. They want to take a break. So I'm like, shoot, maybe I could try scamming my way into doing Santa Claus Conquers the Martians again. Now with a little bit more money behind it because it's a community theater versus a. But either I didn't get it in on time.
Now we can really get it popping.
Yeah. Either I didn't get in time, or it didn't happen, which is fine because I think I noticed that the submission date was too late, and by the time it was the following year, I had moved on to other things. But that holds a place in my heart. Maybe that should be our next audio play that we do for this podcast. Do a Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Let's do it like ham radio from Frasier. We can all play different parts.
Oh, I like that.
We did a audio play here a couple years ago. What was it? 2008, 2009? I don't know. Like Earthman, because I know two things: Earthman and Santa Claus. Those are the only things I'm aware of, so I stick with what I know. Earthman, Corinne and Mike. Earthman is a character I came up with in high school that has followed me throughout my entire adult life. But I'll spare the details. But yeah, maybe we should do that sometime. Do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians audio play.
I'd be up for that.
Tonight's episode is the Nick Slicer Cinematic Universe.
Right?
NSCU.
Don't get me wrong. I was tempted to put an Earthman cameo in the Santa Claus play when I did it back in many years ago. This is pre-Iron Man, so I was ahead of the curve, but I ended up not doing that. So anyway, let's stop talking about me. As fantastic as I am.
What do you think of me?
Yeah.
So I like this movie. I would love to see this movie like in the theaters, like in a this might be a bad example, but in a Rocky Horror Picture type of ordeal where people aren't seeing it to be like, yes, Santa Claus, but people are seeing it to be like, ha 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 ha, ha Santa Claus.
Right, or like a screening of The Room, just everybody repeats the lines. Maybe they throw stuff at the screen during certain scenes. Maybe somebody has like a bubble machine or something.
A bubble machine.
They blow bubbles when they're
Yeah.
Yes. That's perfect.
There we go. That could be our goal after the pandemic. We'll all band together and start the Rocky Horror version of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
So we gotta come with the tradition. You gotta have the traditions or something like that. It's like a ritual. Honestly, I think the movie itself is actually charming enough that's like again, I love The Room, I love Rocky Horror Picture, but I'm like, you know what, this movie it's just nice. I don't know.
It's innocent.
Genuinely liked it. Like it does feel very much like, okay, this is the first draft and they did not have time to revise it, so they're just like, screw it, we're going with it. First draft, perfect, because it flows like three different little short films that are loosely connected together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, don't get me wrong, I would love to see any movie like on a big screen with people, but I don't think it's at that level. It's definitely bad, but it's not like The Room level of like it does. For me, at least, it doesn't transcend to that. I think
certainly not as bad as Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Riff Tracks did that one too, and oh my, that's
a delight.
Yeah, that's another one we watch once a year too. Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Right.
I see what you're saying, cuz like there's some level of like competence that this movie has. Like maybe had they been given more time or a little bit of a bigger budget, they would be able to like polish a lot of it. Wouldn't be good, but it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be, it would be better than what we're seeing. Like this seems like this was a made for TV movie for 9 a.m. on a Saturday that kids could watch while their parents go and do whatever it is they need to do.
Right.
I'm shocked this movie hasn't shown up on Svengoolie as far as I'm aware, but one can hope. I'm also surprised they haven't tried remaking this. I feel like it's one of those kitschy things that people know just enough where if they tried remaking it as like a comedy,
They
can get away with it. I mean, I'd be afraid it'd be too much of like a Will Ferrell type comedy, which I like Will Ferrell, but like his brand of humor, I don't think would do this movie or story any benefits. But I don't know. Hollywood, I got a script for it. Call me.
Yeah, you got a revised version. You got the updated fan version. That's like you've got draft number 2 of the script.
And backstory too.
The fact that it's already traveling, you've already made it a portable set. I mean, just chop it down to like 45 minutes or so, and you could take this around to schools. It's production and outreach.
Well, I will say this. The sets have long been taken apart, so they no longer exist.
They're no longer in Effingham's basement.
I don't think the old school I worked at kept them for posterity.
These are cultural artifacts. It's like Kramer.
They're not in the Planet Hollywood in that town? I'm shocked.
I would be shocked if they had a Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, big ass cross. That's all I remember about it.
That is true. Effingham with the big cross. You're driving down I-57 out of nowhere. There's a huge, 30-story cross because someone wanted to build one right on the side of the interstate.
This is gonna put us right on the map.
So, would you be down for a remake if they remade it?
No.
I'd wonder why. I mean, would they be putting more money into it?
Why mess with perfection? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same reason. If you're going to remake it, do something like The Disaster Artist, where like you're remaking the room, but you're more or less telling the behind the scenes.
That I would be interested in because I'm sure that is probably a really interesting story, especially 2 weeks. The getting it all shot in 2 weeks, that's crazy. So yeah, I would be really interested in seeing like the behind the scenes stuff.
Because like I think the idea is solid enough. You could do something, but I don't think it would. But you either have to make it. I think if they were to do something like this, because again, there are a lot of like the holiday genre just gets crossed over with everything because like, well, Christmas is pretty niche. What can we do with it? Well, we can either do a holiday action movie, a horror movie. Why not? I'm sure. I know there's a ton of like sci-fi movies. You can cross it over with anything. So it's like if you were to remake it or readapt it, you'd have to just. I don't think you can go. You'd have to either be like really, really competent with your idea or just full-on parody.
Yeah, they could do a producer's thing where it's like they're trying to set out to make this worst movie ever, but then it ends up being like a smash hit.
Yeah, exactly. A producer-style money laundering scheme.
Yes.
I will say, have we brought up the news reporter who seems to know everything that's going on in the world?
Oh God, yeah. What a slow news day.
Yeah, you think?
Also, UFO. I like how his first prediction is like maybe it was a meteorite, or maybe it possibly is a ship from another planet that came down here and put up some sort of radar.
One of the Martians is a plant for him, I think. It's probably feeding him stories.
Yeah.
As we wrap up here, I just want to show you how cool else I have. I own the copy of the cinematic Titanic version of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And not only do I have it, but I have the DVD cover signed by Joel Hoskins. I'm going to butcher these names. Trace
Bellew, I think.
Bellew, Frank Conniff, Mary Jo Peele, and Jay Elvis.
Very cool.
Wow. Where did you see them all?
They were, I think, well, let me double check. I got the tickets here. They did a live show, an in-person show about in 2008 at the Lakeshore Theater.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it exists anymore. And after the show, they did a screening of something, and they were there live doing the riffs. After the show, they had merch where I purchased this, and they were all there signing autographs, and so I got in purchases and had them sign the DVD cover.
That's really cool.
I also have a poster that I had them sign at a later date when I went to see him again at Elgin Community College about 10 years ago now. So it was fun. So yay, little novelty gift.
Nice.
So I'm going to retitle this episode like How Great Nick Is.
MSCU.
Now we see why you want to do an episode on this.
I just want to do an episode on it. Well, you guys suggested it.
I know. I'm sure we did. But it's fascinating. It was cool.
Honestly, your personal history with the movie is kind of like, it's more interesting in the movie itself.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
They should make a movie about my experience.
Yeah.
There we go.
The little play that could, but it didn't.
I'm about to say, it really didn't go anywhere.
Those assholes at the high school theater fest.
Burn down their festival. No, I'm not going to burn down. God, I hope their festival does. That's not going to happen. Omicron's going to cancel it if it hasn't been canceled already. So.
Cancel culture IRL.
So, yeah. I got nothing else. I thought this is a weird little movie. I like watching it from time to time. Puts me in the holly jolly spirit.
Mm-hmm. It's great whether you watch it pure by itself, or with riff tracks, or with Mystery Science Theater, or Cinematic Titanic. It's just, you can't go wrong.
And even as a sing-along.
Yes.
Or you watch it with friends or without friends. It's good. With booze or without booze. It's good either way.
Booze probably helps though.
Yeah.
And
weed.
I watched this last night after the Bears game, and I'll be honest, I passed out. So it was not a very good game.
It's the Bears. Did they ever have a good game?
You gotta hope.
There's no hope. The Chicago team, there's no hope. No hope.
Hashtag Aaron Rodgers owns you. Hashtag.
The only time a Chicago team was good was the Cubs, and that was a fuck up, and it put us on this hellish timestamp or whatever.
The darkest timeline.
Exactly. Yes.
It sure did. It screwed everything up.
Well, I'm happy.
That's why the Cubs should never win, which is
No,
why
exactly.
we're a White Sox household over here. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boo, boo.
The devil.
Bah humbug. That's what I say. Bah humbug to you all.
Bah humbug. I don't know why I just did Richard Nixon bah humbug, but it sounds like something he would say.
But anyways,
right.
Yeah, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Go see it. Just if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, just watch it again anyways.
Because Santa Claus will conquer your heart.
Exactly.
All right, everyone. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up here for the 50th time here. This has been our Santa Claus Conquers the Martians episode, which is the most fun Christmas movie you could possibly have. So
The Citizen Kane of
Citizen-
Christmas movies.
Like, I don't know if I call it the Citizen Kane. Like, for me, there's Charlie Brown Christmas, The Christmas Vacation, and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And everything else is crap.
Fair. That's fair enough.
And sometimes it might go in different order, but
With some variation of that.
yeah. So, all right, everyone. Corinne, Mike, thanks for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having us.
And Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. Join us next time when we talk Twilight.
You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Check us out on social media. Drop us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out his work on YouTube with Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been the all-new Culture Cast, a saltwater production. Original material copyright 2021. Thanks for listening.
More like Christmas jeer. Am I right?
Nick, leave the jokes to us. All right.
So what's the deal with airplane peanuts? They're so small. Am I right, people? And what's the deal with Santa Claus conquering the Martians? He never conquered anything.